And Mark, one more annoying note from me. Can you turn your phone to landscape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn it sideways.
And now I think you've got some sort of lock on. Do you know where your portrait lock is on your iPhone? I know.
No one does.
Jesus Christ, this is really a technical bloody...
I know.
Why the fuck? Why are we doing it like this? It's so bloody hard. We should...
Stop yelling at me.
We just need to turn up in the studio. Right, I'm there. Yep.
And that's landscape, right, Mark?
No, that's landscape there. But then I've got you guys are sitting sideways.
No, you're sideways. So you need to turn the screen lock off.
I've got the screen lock isn't on.
Do you know what the screen lock looks like there?
That one there.
Well, I can't see when you say that one there.
Well, okay, so underneath.
So if you push it, if you
Mate,
push
it's
it,
not on, you dork.
well, turn it. Okay, well that's what I was checking. Now get out of the control panel.
I'm there. See, now you can see me. And if I turn my phone on, you're sideways.
Well, so are you. You're sideways too.
Well, then what's wrong with me just doing that?
Well, just do
now
that.
I'm up and down and you're up and down, but I can't. All I can see are two bloody Steinlagers. Where's Leigh?
Oh, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, okay. It's funny. I was just talking to him on the WhatsApp, and he said he said, "Are you on tomorrow?" And I went, "Yeah, I'll be there." And he said, "Great, see you then."
Yeah.
So between sort of 10 o'clock last night and now,
200 tequilas.
God knows what's happened to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's not ask.
And now for the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world who wish they could be here, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Sportscafe!
Right, welcome to TAB Sports Cafe-ish, and special guest tonight, this afternoon, whenever you're listening to us, is Lana Coc-Kroft.
Oh, hello, kia ora. Nice to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
G'day, Lana. How are you?
Hi, Mac.
God, you don't look like you've aged a day.
There. Well,
This is
that's very kind of you.
actually quite hurtful. You know, you look lovely.
Oh,
Great
that's
to have
very
you
nice.
back.
Yes.
And I don't know how you've done it, Rick. Don't know how you've done it, but I'm happy you have.
Well, to be fair, I've been away, much like yourself, just recently, and only just been back a few days. And when I went out to brunch with some friends on the weekend, they said, did I know that there was a radio campaign saying, "Where's Lana?" running on ZB.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God, I haven't even caught up with that myself.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's a little bit perplexing and concerning on many levels, but enough to drive me to stop the whole thing and just sort of.
And also, what's nice, Lana, is you look exactly the same, and Macca, you look about 50 years older.
Well, I think it's kind of, we need to update that photo, the photo behind Rick, which is Rick.
Blue Seal.
I'm not sure who you remind me of. You remind me of someone. Yeah, I don't remember any of us looking that young, but that's a great photo of like 30 years ago.
This is Rick's sort of a egoistic sycophant shot at greatness again, and what he's done is he's actually hasn't moved on. He believes that he's still Blue Seal, which is that photo that he's got behind him.
You know,
and if you have a look at the photos that he's posting online, he's curated the shots so that he's looking absolutely superb. And then he's throwing up dreadful ones of everyone else. I don't know what's happening. I think he's trying to get his own back in a not so subtle.
Master of his own destiny.
Yeah.
I think, if you're the boss, you can do those things.
you know what's
Creative
the best thing about the photo behind me is, I look, pretty much the same as I do today. But Macca, you look.
Yeah, I look pretty good.
On this particular photo, you look like an absolute lunatic. So,
And me?
Yeah,
Which photo?
the photo behind me.
Well, I am.
Like, look at his face. It's like his
Scary
eyes are bulging
eyes, yeah.
out. His hair looks like sort of Sideshow Bob.
Well, I'm in Ibiza, so you think I look bad there? Give me a few days.
No sleep for 3 days. Just thanks very much for catering for me. I'm not quite sure what's the situation here with the two beers. I don't drink beer.
Well, they're not for you.
Obviously not.
They're my two
I think you might need to upgrade your catering skills here.
Oh, sorry. When you looked at the invite, it said BYO.
No, have guests on. Maybe,
sorry.
provide for everyone in the room.
So seen Leigh's not managed to make the call so far. If anyone sees him in the south of Spain, can you get him to call in?
You can't do it to him as well.
What?
You're going to get a reputation as a stalker.
Yeah. Well, while you're thinking about that, the Olympics are on at the moment, and they're in obviously
Paris.
Paris. I knew that was somewhere. I was just trying to think. So they're in Paris.
Oh God!
And
You're meant to be the good one.
Yeah. And when we covered the Athens Olympics, we sent Leigh to Rome, but he eventually got to Athens, but then filed from London. Have a look at this. But we are going to try one more live cross. So I think we do actually have Athens, even though the Olympics are over, he's finally made it to Athens. If we've got Athens online, there it is. Ooh. And that guy, are you there? We've got a little...
No. I'm in London at the moment, Rick. You can see that, surely. What time is it in New Zealand?
I know. What time is it there, mate?
I have no idea. Lana, good to see you. You're looking great.
Oh, thanks.
I've done that shopping for you.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Those leather goods.
Yep.
Oh, Rick, bad news on that front. They've never heard of Stretch and Grover here. Never heard of it.
Hey, Smart Alec, do you mind why aren't you in Athens? Which is Athens, please.
Is that any good to you?
That's much better. The Olympics are over, that guy.
He's very funny. He's a very funny man. That's very clever.
He is. So we've got a guest.
I don't know how he's done it for so long.
For so long.
Like literally, he came and smashed a snail, and then ever since he's come up with weird and bloody wonderful things on a weekly basis. It's quite extraordinary, and over multiple shows, and for nearly 2 decades. So, yeah. Thank God he's not here. He wouldn't like us giving him too many compliments.
No praise for him. We're just going to go to our guest who's in the Olympics, which are in Paris.
Yes.
Which is in France.
It's exciting.
So let's welcome Ryan Fox.
G'day, how you doing?
G'day, mate.
Hi.
You look very, very chilled out there, Mark.
Well, it's first morning in Ibiza, and thankfully not the third. So,
hey, Macca, just hold that. I think Leigh Hart's on the call.
Yep.
Like Leigh's here.
You're joking. How are you, boy?
You hear me?
Yeah, and see you. Yes.
Have you been on for a while?
Yeah. We've just about finished.
Half the show.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Oh, good.
You've come at the right time.
I tried to log in about half an hour ago. There was no one there.
No, that's
I
because
did
you
the
logged
same,
into
mate.
someone
There's
else's
technical
podcast. Sorry, we've got Ryan
going on
Fox.
here?
We've got Ryan Fox on with us, and Ryan is.
Oh, there he is.
Where are you at the moment, Ryan?
I'm at the golf course in Paris, Golf National. So, yeah, not quite as good a background as a couple I can see there.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Tell you what, though, you're renowned, from what I understand, for having a good sort of work-life balance. Your old man was methodical. Well, no, not you, Leigh, for Christ's sake. Your old man was methodical with his practice. Are you a slightly more sort of free-spirited version?
I'd say a lot more of a free-spirited version than my old man. He was he's very analytical. I'm definitely more not worried about too much. Now, obviously, I'm still a professional sportsman in that respect. There's still a bit of hard work that goes on, but I enjoy my time away from the golf course, and I'm probably a lot less structured than the old man.
Because he would always be the last to leave practice, and he would have kicked 100 balls, and that's why he was just so accurate. And yet you do come across as being a bit more laissez-faire, sort of somewhere between John Daly and your old man, maybe.
Yeah, I'm definitely not on the Daly scale. Not as much talent as that, and definitely not the vices that John has had, but I'd definitely be more that way than the old man. The old man's obviously the other end of the spectrum, and his theory was always hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. He took that theory, I think, to the extreme, and very successful because of it. I definitely learned a little bit from him, and I hope he actually learned a little bit from me.
So obviously, Mac, can someone else talk? Or are you going to just? Sorry, I didn't realise it was your show.
occasionally you get a bloody great guest on, Rick, you know, and I'm most interested. And the fella I'm staying with here had Shane Lowry stay with him. And he said, speaking of, you know, balance, and he said he found in the fridge beer, bacon, and a block of cheese when he left.
I know he's a great man, great player.
Irishman.
Yeah, he is a quintessential Irishman. He can celebrate. I mean, the videos of him after winning the Open, dancing on bars and taking the claret jug on through Dublin is pretty amazing.
Ryan, it's Rick Solizzo. I'm one of the sidekicks on the Mark Ellis show. This is your third Olympics. What's being an Olympian mean to you?
I mean, if you'd have said growing up, you know, I'd play in 3 Olympics, I'm not sure I'd ever have believed you. You know, golf didn't get in or back in until 2016, and it was never really an option for me growing up. But if you look at my family history, obviously with Dad and Mum's dad played cricket for New Zealand, you know, representing New Zealand boys, and we don't get to do it in golf very often. You know, I think I played for New Zealand as an amateur. I played a couple of World Cups of golf for New Zealand, but yeah, outside of the Olympics, you pretty much play for yourself week in, week out, even though the flag is there and you know, technically representing New Zealand. So to do it in the Olympics, which is, you know, the pinnacle sporting event worldwide, is pretty cool. And I don't think there's too many families that can say they've represented their country in 3 different sports. Yeah, it's pretty cool to add to that legacy we've got as a family.
Yeah, certainly not my family. Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's about the balance side of stuff with golf, and you know, I'm very much like the John Daly model, but without golf whatsoever. You know what I mean? Just the other sides of it, but which isn't really balanced. But it's amazing that I mean, I've seen you play golf, Mark. It's interesting to watch. A few clubs can get broken.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Snapped over the knee, you know. You don't see that in the Olympics, do you? Right?
But if there was a competition for throwing a club as far, I reckon I'd be representing New Zealand in the Olympics.
Like the hammer.
And pretty much. Yeah. I've had a couple of people with it too, which isn't good. I reckon there's fewer rounds that you finish with a full set than you do a half set. The worst thing I learned is that to reshaft a club only costs like $20 or $30, which is a lot of money. But when you're that angry, $20 or $30 to put a club over your neck, although if it's a graphite, you know, one of the woods, then you're up.
But if you lose the head in the lake or something, you know, that's different.
I just have visions of someone being taken out. Like I just know with Mark's history that normally if he throws something or kicks something, that there's normally a byproduct of an innocent bystander standing somewhere that could potentially be taken out.
The good thing though, being Mark, is because he's only like 2 feet off the ground, so when he throws the clubs, it's less likely to hit you in the head and more likely to hit you in the knee. So you know, it's not too much of a problem. I feel that Grant has been much maligned here, and I once was fortunate enough, he didn't often invite me to play golf because I wasn't very good. But one time when we were on holiday with the Foxes, we went out and played golf. And I think, Ryan, you were about 7 and you were already out driving me by quite some way. And you and your father were in a golf.
That wouldn't be hard, Rick.
No, it wasn't. But
have you worked out whether you're left or right-handed, Rick?
Out driving in many ways.
Yeah,
Rick can't drive a car.
Hey, let me finish my story. So
he's probably out driving you in a car.
Yeah,
many things you can't drive, Rick.
So we played off the tee, and Ryan and Grant were down the fairway, sitting in the cart, waiting for me to play out of the rough. And I said to my partner, who was Ken Rutherford, the cricketer, I said, "Do you think I'll reach the cart?" I haven't even got to the funny bit yet. And he said, "No, there's no way you'll reach the cart." And I hit it with everything I could, and I put it inside the cart. And it went up and down the... Macca! You can't laugh mid-story.
That's the best way to ruin a story, is to start laughing before the punchline. Get it worked again.
You bring these things on yourself.
I imagine Dad was really happy with you.
No, he got really angry. He got really angry with me, and that was the last time we ever played golf. This time you're staying out at the golf course, which is a bit out of the village. But in previous Olympics, you've stayed at the village. Have you had a roomie? What's that been like?
The atmosphere of being part of the team is the coolest part about it. The sights of the village are pretty impressive. It's a pretty cool place to walk around, just the scale of it and everything else.
If you could win any event at the Olympics, what would it be?
Other than the event I'm actually playing.
Yeah, other than that, like other than the event you're playing, you know, I was actually asking Leigh, you know, in your current shape and body size, what would be and you could come out like you are and win an event, what event would it be?
Oh, it'd have to be the 100 metres.
Yeah, like I thought it would be.
Adam Clark's. and I won.
I am imagining it. It'd be amazing.
You have a time of 16.5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, you just come out and you just bolt and you win it in about 9.5 seconds, you know, with a little bit of a paunch and, you know, it'd just be, mate, you'd be...
And then retire.
You'd be an icon. You'd be like David Boone playing cricket, you know?
Yeah.
What would your sport be if you were an Olympian, Mark?
Oh, definitely the pole vault, Rick. Or the decathlon. I'd love to, I mean, the decathlon would be something to be good at, wouldn't it? Then you're sort of multi-talented over a number of things. It'd be great. So,
Ryan, what's the program now? I mean, do you have sort of 2 or 3 days practice? How do you approach the Olympics?
Yeah, it's to be honest, like a standard tournament for us now. We start on Thursday, so I've got 3 days of practice in the lead up, made a couple of days off over the weekend. And then, just playing 9 holes a day, a little bit of practice and get into it on Thursday. It's just another 4-round event for us, no cut, 60-man field. So it's basically go hard or go home this week. There's, no prize money or anything else to play for. It's purely you want a medal, and if you don't get one, you just enjoy the experience, basically.
And have you got?
Do you have one of those putting sort of things in your hotel rooms and stuff, Ryan, when you're travelling? Do you have, you can putt anywhere, flicks the ball back at you like a office? No.
When I'm travelling and like at a golf tournament, my golf clubs don't leave the golf course. Right. As soon as I leave the golf course, it's play computer games or watch TV.
Have you got family over there, Ryan? Have you got your parents over there with you?
Nah, I'm by myself. I've been away for the last 6 weeks by myself. We had wife and kids travelled for 20 weeks through the States, which was great fun, but I definitely can't recommend doing it for anyone, doing 20 weeks in a row with a 3.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. That was it was hard work, and Mum and Dad came over for the end of that and for the US Open and decided that it was easier for everyone, for the family to go home. So Mum and Dad jumped on the grenade there and helped take 2 kids back from the States to New Zealand on the long haul flight.
And being honest, Ryan, have you ever sort of put your name forward for a tournament just to get away from the kids for a few months at that age? You've sort of signed up for a tournament and said,
I will say this year I wasn't overly disappointed to be by myself for the first couple of weeks after they went home. Our youngest was up 3 or 4 times a night, so I did very much enjoy a couple of full nights sleep early.
What's been the highlight of your year so far? Masters making top 40? Or?
Yeah, the Masters was pretty cool. My family missed out on that last year, actually. Mum and Dad came up, but my wife was 36 weeks pregnant at the time, so couldn't travel. So to get back there this year and have them there, and the kids, and my wife caddied for me in the par 3 comp, and my kids could walk around, run around in their little white overalls like the caddies wear, and that's a pretty cool experience to do that.
It's a good thing if you can get the whole family around a sport, eh? I mean, that's an incredible, lucky. I mean, it's a great sport to be playing, where you can have your family so in such close proximity and so engaged with what you're doing. Cool.
Yeah, it is really good like that. And I mean, I've travelled for the most part with the family. I think my eldest was 6 months old when she first started travelling, and the tour, all the tours are pretty good with childcare and everything like that. So, it's a bit different than being part of a team. You do what you're told as part of a team, whereas for us, it's, we can decide, where we want to play, who we travel with, that kind of stuff. So we've had some pretty cool experiences over the years.
Thanks so much for joining us on the podcast, and I know you've got to go out and practice your golf. Practice makes perfect. And
Best of luck.
All the best for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the year.
We'll be watching.
Thanks,
It's
guys.
awesome having a Kiwi in there who's got a bloody good shot every time, you know, when you're watching the Masters and you've got those sweepstakes running, we've always got your name as one that we mandatorily pick. So it's great having a chance. It's not just done out of blind passion. You're actually a good sniff of winning most times you turn up.
Yeah, sometimes. It's just, it's pretty cool to be on this. I mean, I'm old enough to remember watching the original all those years ago. So fair play for getting it back up and running again. And I'm honoured to be a guest.
Thanks for coming along.
And next time, don't say all those years ago, please.
Well, I feel old now too, so you guys must feel really old.
It's tragic, but we're not talking about that too much.
All right, mate. Go well.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
Appreciate it.
Good luck.
See you, mate.
Good man.
As you know, I'm just joining you guys now, Rick. I'm surprised to see Lana on here.
Hi, surprised to see you.
To be honest, Lana, I didn't think you would succumb to Rick's pressure.
No, neither did I. It's been a lot of emotional blackmailing.
I don't know what he's got over here.
Some sort of sick stalking going on here, you know.
What, from me?
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah, I thought it would be me doing that, but I'm glad to see I've matured, Rick, and you haven't. You've sort of regressed.
He convinced me it was the right thing to do.
So before you woke up, Leigh, Marc was actually praising you. He was saying, you know, what a tremendous job you've done on the show, and you know, you've been to the Olympics and you've done an amazing job. You come up with sort of all these great ideas, but just to balance that, I did manage to find this track where Eva wasn't perhaps quite so happy with your performance at the Olympics.
Olympico. Have you seen that guy there? I mean, did he interview you after your big win?
No, I didn't see him didn't see him over there. Although we saw him in the gutter.
I think that was him.
Yeah, no, I saw him briefly, yeah.
Yeah, so what was he doing?
Rolling around, I think, on the street, naked, was it? Drunk? I'm not too sure. Yeah.
See, that's not professional.
Yeah, saw him around town a couple of times.
Yeah, did he interview you or something?
No, he kept on asking me for drinks.
Oh, how do you spell Olympics? He's always drunk, that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. You might want to look into that.
He was sent there to work, to do professional reports on sport events, not to drink.
I only saw him at night, sort of 3, 4 in the morning.
Oh, maybe it's better for you that you only saw him at night.
Maybe.
It's darker.
Yeah.
From Oakland International Airport, reporting Eva Evgenieva.
Yeah, see, look, you know, Ryan was talking about it, work-life balance, even at the Olympics. You know, it's not just reporting on the obvious stuff, which is the games themselves. There's a lot going on, as you well know, Rick, behind the scenes.
And it's important to be good at something. Yeah.
Yeah, staying out late.
Well, I mean, the reality is that, you know, I'm much maligned for the one incident where I was, you know, surely a little bit shickered on the show. But I reckon if we lined it up, you wouldn't even be the worst, boozer on the show. It would be, the human cannibal.
I always delivered a story.
You did.
I always delivered a story, somehow.
Yeah, but that was never quite the story that I was expecting.
But that's because your ideas were ridiculous.
True.
I think it's fair to say that the human cannibal has moved on and he's now a successful businessman. And this is sort of part of his life that he'd like to forget.
Well, what about the rest of us? Sorry, hang on. There's a bit of PTSD going on over here as well, but I get dragged into the studio. So if I get dragged into the studio, then I'm pretty sure we can do that to him as well.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, well,
I think so. And I mean,
what goes around comes around,
a successful businessman, but he had the alter ego. It's sort of like Ralph. Ralph is also a very successful businessman, but he liked getting dressed up in leathers and polishing himself
Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Exactly. And Ralph was most certainly Batman.
Yeah, but Bruce Wayne and Batman were both quite positive role models. Like Bruce Wayne was a cool playboy guy and Batman was like Batman. But, you know, that's like Ralph and Cannonball were perhaps not Batman-like.
They were our Batman and Robin, Rick, and that's what you've got to remember. They were an integral part of this team, and the fact that you've sort of poo-hooed them and refused to accept and acknowledge their participation and commitment to the show.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel. I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel does something with them.
They have. It's Deadpool. It's a combination of the two.
Well, there was a lot of dressing up off camera that went on, and those photos are the ones that I'm using now to make sure that you guys show up on this podcast.
I have a vague recollection of you guys with big heads on at an airport. Is that like a horror story, or is that?
That was
that was the Vegas trip for animal heads.
Animal heads.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know what for, but
there was no reason.
No reason, right?
We found them in a dress-up shop, and they just appealed.
So, talking about the Olympics, have you guys?
The horse head.
Yeah, the horse head, the white horse head. It was. You turn around and you look like. We were watching the boxing. It was Lennox Lewis versus David Tua.
Yeah.
And we're sitting in the crowd, and every time you turn around with a horse's head, you whack the neighbour. The big long face.
It was the scale.
I had the bear head, and we paid a small fortune for the seats to watch the boxing, and I couldn't see a single thing out of the eyes.
Oh, but try looking through pig eyes at the end of a snout, mate. That wasn't easy either.
Horse nostrils. I was looking through nostrils.
Why did you have heads on those?
Well, that's why you were turning side on, so you could peer through the eye. But when you did that, your face was blocking the neighbour.
I think it's fair to say that it was Mark's idea and that Leigh backed them up,
right.
and I paid for it. So that's the sort of normal rhythm, really.
I think it's safe to say it's quite good that you guys are in 3 different places at the moment, and it's probably better in some respects for the show.
Leigh
I'm not
and
even sure where I am, Lana.
Leigh and Marc actually look like they're in the same place.
Yeah, I'm secretly suspicious that you guys are actually. That would be quite funny if we just walked through the back of the set. That would be perfect.
Yeah. Hey, anyway, talking about the Olympics, as we were, has anyone seen the Olympics? Have you guys seen any of the Olympics?
Yeah, I started watching last night. I've watched, quite happily sitting down watching some.
What have you enjoyed?
I watched some swimming last night, enjoyed that. And I watched some of the rowing heats, which was really good. I've got the rowing finals. I know, for me, personal, I know the one of the rowers in the men's 4, which is coming up on Thursday, which is really exciting. I think they've got a good chance at a medal. So maybe put some money on that.
Yep.
Is it something you can do?
Yep. Yeah, we can do that with the TAB. I know what's going to happen when I say this, but I was really enjoying the women's gymnastics last night.
Oh, the gymnastics is amazing.
Simone Biles was incredible.
Amazing. Yeah, they are amazing.
Yeah, and then I watched the surfing and the skateboarding.
Mate, Ralph's got a penchant for wearing leather and the odd spike, but, your penchant is, starting to unravel this show, Rick.
What's my penchant?
For gymnasts.
Well, for gymnasts.
We'll get cancelled. We're going to get cancelled for Rick's.
We're going to get cancelled
because I enjoy watching gymnastics. It's a great sport.
It's not what, Rick, it's not what you're watching, it's how you're watching. You know
exactly.
Is this an intervention? Is this like a little brother? It should be. It could be potentially.
I'm feeling. I feel like I need to
one more chance, Rick.
Wash myself.
Okay, so
I've got a serious question, Lana. You mentioned the swimming. And it looks like Australia once again is cleaning up with the medals, right?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Swimming.
Yeah.
Why can't we be good at swimming? I mean, it's just pools.
They've got their.
We can develop.
We're getting better. We had we got a 4th and and a 6th in the finals. I mean, it's a numbers game really, and they've got lots of swimmers.
It's a level playing field, if you know what I'm saying, that one.
And it's numbers in their sports institute. I just think they just train at a different level. They just...
I actually think it's really that they're just swimming faster.
Well, yeah, that will be the case. But, we'd say with cricket, they say they play on these different pitches, the sort of stuff that there's difference. But with swimming, we should be able to compete.
I don't know. It must be surely it's a pool of talent. Surely... Australia and New Zealand, it's a numbers game.
Yeah. Hold on.
They've got more. They've got more swimmers, yeah.
There's an indigenous tribe in Africa that have grown feet that look like an ostrich. And that has done so, it makes it easier to get around on the sand. Makes sense, you know. So I think if you train and breed, Hitler had a similar idea.
No.
Train and breed people hard enough, surely you'd grow webs between your fingers. You know,
So your
something that would
solution
help you swimming.
is like have some genetic modification of people.
Well, no, you look this up. Another useless fact, but the ostrich people in Africa have grown ostrich feet. They're like their toes have fused together, so they've got
You
one of
have
those.
been travelling too long and spent too much time on an aeroplane with too much time Googling really abstract, unusual topics.
None of
That's
it's true.
Instagram now.
None of it's true. Like, I don't believe a single word you're saying.
Okay, well, I will bet you that there are people called the ostrich people who have feet like ostriches, and they can travel at great speeds over sand as a net result of this.
Well, why aren't they in the Olympics running?
Well, because they're like
in a
fucking
special
running
race.
on rubber tracks, mate. They've got feet to run on sand. If there was 100 metres on the sand, they'd win them.
But can they
They
swim?
put sandpaper on their feet.
Can they swim? Because we're trying to work out if
They
they can
can't
swim.
swim, Rick. They've got fucking ET's hands.
So the whole idea of this is to
Have you
make
seen an
people
ostrich
swim
foot?
faster.
Ostriches can't swim.
Well,
right?
what I'm saying is people can genetically modify to suit the circumstance. So if you put them in a pool and just make them go up and down, they'll eventually grow webbed feet or gills.
Right.
And hands.
And hands.
Okay.
And hands.
Little stuff down the
so
side
I
of the
don't know
neck.
if you've noticed, but when they give out the medals in the Olympics this time in Paris, they also give them a little box. Do you know what's in the little box?
It's for the medal to sit in?
No.
Is it a flower?
Yeah,
Is it
no.
a badge? Is it a note?
AirPods? No.
Cell
A tooth,
phone?
shark tooth,
A shark tooth?
shark tooth necklace.
No. No. It's a
Sounds
poster.
like-
It's a poster of Paris.
Yeah.
It's a poster
like
of Paris.
a scroll.
Yeah.
A
No,
scroll.
just a
A
poster.
memento.
Olympic poster. So, which I think is, lame. Because after the Athens Olympics, we gave Hamish Carter a car.
A car?
I'm just throwing.
Did we?
Yeah, hold on. Watch.
I had one of those days where you're just totally in the zone, and I felt relatively in control throughout the whole race, and I just felt brilliant. I mean, I'd waited my whole life for that moment, and it was like I wasn't going to stuff it up.
Yep.
And I knew I was going to win.
Sorry.
Not until I had to be pretty patient because I was feeling really good and I wanted to go earlier, but about 500 to go, Bevan surged, and I was pretty comfortable with that, and I thought, then he faded a bit, and then I just went, and once I got down the ramp and onto the blue carpet, I was like, yeah, this is for real.
And
Sarah, we saw on the news tonight, got a car.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, eh?
Very cool.
are you sponsored a vehicle?
No, not actually, no.
Well, you are now. Because courtesy of Hyundai, the official Olympic car,
It's sweet.
we're giving you a car. Bring it in, Mark.
Just any car.
No, Mark.
Are you for real? Look at that, look.
Hey, come back. Come back.
It's a nice truck. I drive one of those. You don't get much film
You
there.
can take it after the show, but you got to last the whole show.
One of the nicest men on the planet.
Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
And
what a performance.
that gold medal.
Some of my favourite interviews were with him, I think. Quite a few.
Yeah, but his gold medal in Athens, because he didn't have such a great time in Sydney, and for him to come back and win gold, and we won, and Bevan was second, so we won gold and
amazing.
silver. But we actually planned that and rehearsed that a lot, and we put a little marker down for where Mark was supposed to drive to, which was about 10 metres earlier than where he went to. You weren't supposed to go over the stairs because you actually bumped into the camera and just about killed a cameraman.
Marker is code for target. Hey, what about the TAB?
Oh, yeah. So good news on the TAB is I put a lot of money down this week. Like I pretty much bet, it must have been close to $100. And I think I got a return of about $6.20. So the Warriors came home for us and the Yankees came home. Everything else I lost on everything.
What was everything else, mate?
Oh, I bet on swimming. I bet on the men's sevens. I've still got money on the women's sevens, so that's still pretty hopeful there. So Leigh, I think I'm going to give you the account. I just want you to take over because I've been a shambles.
Yeah, I may have to do that, Rick. I was going to do that anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
We need to take control.
Greyhounds.
You had a good crack.
I did. I've lost a lot of money, but I've enjoyed it. It's given me, I've had a hunch. I've gone out, I've backed it, and it's never once paid off.
But, you look like a loser. We look like losers. We all look like losers because of your betting.
We're getting tired of the same brush. Leigh, I think you do need to take it over. And if I can just make one suggestion, I'd go the greyhounds. Particularly the blue and white stripes, number 2, paying between 5 and 10 for the win. Just whack it on the nose of the dog.
Can I just sort of have an intervention here? Like if someone says the same story 3 weeks in a row, is that a concern? Is that a concern, or is that
the
something?
greyhound chub?
Yeah,
chub story.
No, number 2 hoops, blue hoops. Yeah. So that's
it's because you keep bloody losing, mate. And when somebody's stupid, you can drop a brick on their toe. But if they don't feel it, you've got to go up a weight. And we've driven a car over your foot.
All right, no, that makes a lot of sense. So Leigh, have you come prepared with a feel-good moment for this week?
Not really. No.
That's also 3 weeks in a row.
Well, we don't know what format this show's going to take. I sent you something good, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm going to play this. This is what you sent me, and it does concern me. Most things you send me concern me. Some of them I pass on to the police, but this one is another Spider-Man. Can you describe it as we're watching it, please, Mark, so the people listening can understand what we're looking at?
Well, you know how we showed the previous Spider-Man who was in the bull ring. This is an old man playing with a kid. And he's just, and the kid's got great facials. He's pretending to be Spider-Man, and you wait, he'll go, whoosh, and he fires. Oh. And yeah, there you go. And the old man throws him across the room.
He is Spider-Man.
I think it's delightful. I really do. But the look on the kid's face, have a look at the look on the kid's face.
He's very serious.
He's so stoked. That's a good dad. That's a great dad moment, that.
Yeah, but it's not an expression on a face. That's a mask. You can't see his face.
Yeah, you see his little eyes, though, and they're stoked. Be like me in about 12 hours.
It's a mask. Oh, there he goes.
Out the fingers go.
Yeah, I'll be wearing a mask in 12 hours too.
Yeah.
That's right, is this over?
No, because you're going to have a look at my piece. No, sorry, can I
Oh, no, stop, mate. You've overstepped the mark, and now you're telling me to look at your piece. I don't have to have a look at your piece. I don't want to look at your piece. I'm leaving.
No. Can we just
a feel-good moment, would it?
Can we
feel good? Depends who's. Yeah,
come back, Mark. I'm sorry for offending you. That's not what I meant.
That's not a bloody nice thought, mate. Painting a picture.
You've got to have a look at the video that I've prepared. So
yeah, that's better.
I'll set it up first. So this is New Zealand Sevens player Michaela Blyde. She was lucky enough to bump into her hero, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, the Jamaican sprinter, who's won 8 medals, 3 golds, 4 silvers, and 1 bronze. So it's like a sprinting legend. And she liked her on Instagram. She followed her on Instagram, and it just sent up this huge wave of emotion and happiness.
Oh my God! She followed you. She follows me, and she commented on it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Look! Oh my God! We're best friends! Oh my God! What the heck? She's my best friend.
And then this happened. She got the message, and they came out and they met.
best. When speed meets speed. When speed meets speed.
Celebrities loving celebrities.
I just love it because to me, like, isn't that what the Olympics are about? Like, it doesn't matter, you know,
starstruck.
like Michaela Blythe is like a world class, like one of the
Mega
greatest
athlete.
sort of sevens rugby players in the world. And yet she's excited to see someone else, you know, a great Jamaican sprinter. I love that about
It's
the
a
Olympics.
little bit like Tinder.
No, it's not like Tinder at all.
Well, it can be. I mean, sometimes the photos don't do them justice, do they?
You can't turn a beautiful moment into Tinder. Like, don't do that to me.
You just asked to show your piece.
No, well, that was just a mistake. There was mistaken use of words. And talking about my piece, you did make a joke, horrendous joke last week about Dick Quax, and
It's not a bad joke. I still reckon that's quite a funny joke. It's sort of quite clean.
Yeah, no, it was a funny joke when we were 7, but it reminded me that we had the great Dick Quax on our show, and running with the theme of here's the things that Lana and Marc and Leigh can't remember.
I bet he wouldn't come on now.
Leigh died 2 years ago.
It's dead.
Yeah, that's not good, mate.
Can't say that.
Well, I think I made my point.
Yeah. Right.
You're actually right.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just find a little edit points.
It was a good show. It lasted 6, and then it got cancelled.
What I'm trying to remind you of is, like, Dick Quax and Rod Dixon coming around the bend in the 5,000 metres of the 1976 Olympics, and we managed to talk to Dick about it and reenact the race.
20 years does to you.
I had much longer hair in those days. I also wore love beads, as everybody else did in the 70s. 200 metres out.
What's that wrestler doing in there?
There he is.
The dwarf wrestler at the back.
When was it that you thought I might have this?
Actually, it was funny because when I came around the bend, it was still very tight, as you saw. But about 80 metres out, I thought, hey, look, I've won Darren, and he was right on my shoulder, and he looked across at me, and I sort of had this desperate look on my face, and he sort of looked pretty good still. And I thought, I've blown it. But
should you have gone later?
No, you can go through it. You can go through it, and I really thought that being in the position I was with a lap to go, having the 5 or 6 guys in front of me who were the guys that were expected to do well, I was in a good position to be able to see them where they were and watch the race unfold from there. And when I went hard at about the 220 metre mark, I really felt good. I had Rod boxed in. I just sort of had him on inside, and there was Hilton Brand in front of him. So I thought, right, I'll hold Rod in that box for a while, and then I'll kick on the straight. And when I kicked, at that point I thought I had it. And then I looked across at Varen, and that was, it was all gone at that point.
Certainly had some legends on the show, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he was.
It's nice to replay it because most of them we can't remember.
Yeah, what is it all about? It's like we've got early onset dementia or something.
I remember all of them. I think it is, I think it's really important. We talked about this before that we don't forget the legends from the past. We don't sort of just go 10 years back. We think back to people like Rod Dixon and Dick Quax and John Walker and Peter Snell and Halberg and Lovelock and those people, and we remember them forever. And, they were great New Zealanders and really helped build our sporting legacy, if that's fair enough.
Totally. Yeah, the names
Yeah,
that'll
no
be around
doubt
forever.
about it.
Yeah.
And talking about great names, so I've been asking for names for our supporters club, and these are the ones we've had so far.
Right, you are.
Instead of Sportscafe, Sportscafes Cafe.
Just to rename the show.
No, just for our supporters group, for a Facebook group.
We've got supporters.
Yep.
The loose units. One I really like is Rick's Dicks, keeping with the theme of the show. Someone has suggested we are the Manatee Support Network. One that could be from you,
That makes sense.
Mark, is the Ginger Midget Streakers Support Group Club.
I like that. It's got a ring to it.
Bit wordy. Someone's gone sports shit chat with Rick and Co.
Okay, keep them coming.
Is that shit shack like your sugar shack?
Yeah, no,
is that
shit,
reference to that?
Shit chat.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
We don't talk about the sugar
it's not
shack.
shit shack.
No,
it's not sugar shack being renamed shit shack.
No, it's the shit chat.
Oh, sorry, mate.
And don't talk about the sugar shack because that's my next podcast.
We won't
enjoy that.
On that one.
No way in the world.
Oh.
Can we get some footage of the sugar shack?
No.
I've got some.
Yeah, we need a shit shack moment every week.
Great moments from the sugar shack.
Who came up with that name? How'd you come up with that name, Rick?
Well, I think it's probably time to wrap this show up. Now that we
Hey, nice to see you guys. Are you? What's happening? Are you guys away for permanently, or is this? Are you heading back?
Well,
to
as
New
long as
Zealand?
the podcast is on, I'll be away.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Indefinitely.
Yeah,
okay.
we're trying our best to get it cancelled. Not as hard as Rick.
All right. So what are you looking forward to at the Olympics for the rest of the week? Lana, you're the rowing?
Yeah. The men's rowing on Thursday morning. I think they're up for a gold. That's my
The fours?
Yeah, 4.
Okay. Macca, what are you looking for the Olympics?
Mate, I saw a tiny bit of the opening ceremony, and David Beckham came in on a boat. Did I see that right? He was in a boat dressed up as James Bond with, so I'm looking forward to the closing ceremony.
Nice. And Leigh, after you finish competing in the 100 metres, anything else you'll be looking forward to?
Yeah, after Lana's heads up there, I'll definitely tune into the rowing on Thursday. I have to check the times here. And then track and field, I love when the track and field kicks in properly because you could just watch it all day back and forth, you know what I mean?
I love a hammer throw.
Yeah, hammer.
But
discus, hammer.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Amazing.
And there's always something going around the track at the same time, that's good.
What is about the hammer throw and the discus that's
there's just risk in it. There's risk. If you get your cadence out by a couple of degrees or your release out, that you can throw that onto the running track.
Yeah.
And those guys are spinning around so fast that it just seems really, really difficult to do. So when you see it done with aplomb, you have to doff your hat. But conversely, the chance of a mishap sort of keeps you at the table like a bad gambler.
Bloopers. I think that the guys are after bloopers.
Yeah, the sense of danger at the Olympics.
Yeah. Next week
Yeah,
needs to be an edited version of everything that went wrong. Right.
Yeah, moments like these. There's a high chance of that with a hammer throw.
That guy getting, the javelin going through him, like the Omen movie,
Shoot the throat.
Right.
Impaled somewhere.
You watch the Olympics in your imagination, and then we'll watch the real stuff. Thanks so much for joining us from your wooded wonderlands. And look after yourselves.
Safe travels. See ya. Nice to see you.
Oh, is that your pool?
Good to see you, Lana. We'll see you next week, will we? Or is this just a cameo?
Cameo.
No, she'll be here next week.
You'll be back.
Come on.
Once you're in.
Hang in there. Yeah, it's
Can I come over there?
We better have a chat after this because Rick's, not quite the guy he once was.
What?